That sounds like an exciting laugh, but that's the Joker laugh from the comic book when he's like holding his head because he's like going insane. Okay, unpopular opinion. I am convinced that Michael Joseph Jackson, the king of pop, the GOAT, would use Suno. I'm not just pulling this thought out of the air. This is exactly why I think this. Now let's play how he made Billie Jean.
All I said to myself beforehand, I want to write a song with a great bass hook, you know, and I just let it go, really. And then several days later, you know, the whole
Where did that come from?
From above.
For those of you who don't know, Michael Jackson would hear music in his head, sing it out to the musicians, and have some of the most talented musicians in the whole world deliver his idea. Is Michael Jackson singing to the world's greatest musicians and someone singing to AI that different if you really think about it? And by no means am I undermining anything that real musicians do. And a real musician is always gonna sound better, don't get me wrong. Also, somebody like Prince would literally burn his computer to the ground before he even opened up Suno. But I gotta try it myself and just see what's possible. So let's get started and see where this goes. So we have a brand new project here. Let's set the tempo to about 105. Just went a little bit slower. I'm thinking of like an 80s type of vibe here. And then we'll turn on our metronome. And what you do is you go here, you go to select your microphone. I have it set, I have a handheld mic here that I'm gonna use for this. I'll go ahead and set it to arm, so it is armed now. And then we just hit record. I will start with a bass and then kind of go from there. Boom, 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 boom. So I got that. The only thing I don't like is it puts it off beat, and so you have to like clean it up yourself and move it because it's like an online DAW. Boom, 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 boom. As you can hear. So basically you just kind of take it and just trim it and then get it to the starting point where it needs to go. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. And that's all we need there. And then what we will do is we're gonna select the whole thing. And I want it as a bass and I want it as a muted bass. For now, we will turn weirdness off. Influence style, I guess 50%. Audio influence 25% for now. Let's just see what that does. And I just press cover, and I'm gonna let this load up in real time so we can get the reel of how long it actually takes. But it looks like it generated, and it's always gonna give you two variants to choose from. But I'm curious how close it's gonna be from our source that we created here. Looks like the first one's done, and I guess it's just wrapping up that second one, which is done now too. That might have been 10 seconds, so I'm impressed with how quick it is. Now, here's the $1 million part. Let's see how this sounds. Well, I guess you select it and then. Not bad, not bad at all. Let's play the other one. I like both. We'll go with that second one here. What we'll do is I'm gonna add a new track and then I'm gonna drag that down to the new track. So we have that bass on its own track now. And then now let's add some drums. Like I said, I'm thinking of like an 80s song. So I want some 80s like Cameo, Jam and Lewis style drums if it's capable of doing that. So we're gonna go back to select our source And then I will give it a little bit of time before I come in here, hit record. Boom, boom, chum, boom, chum, boom, chum, boom, da-dum, da-dum, boom, chum, boom, chum, boom, boom, chum, boom, dum, dum. And hopefully it gets the spirit of what I was wanting to do here. And then again, we're just zooming in, we're getting it right on the line here. Boom, boom, chum, boom, chum, boom, chum, boom, da-dum, da-dum, boom, chum, boom, chum, boom, boom, chum, boom, dum, dum. It's good enough for me. And then we are going to go under songs. We'll click drums. And I want 80s drums. I'm going to just try to be vague and see what it can do with that. We'll keep everything as is. I kind of like how I did that bass. So let's do cover. I do wish they would fix the latency when you record, how you have to trim it each time. And I wonder if it's faster just to record your parts in like Logic or something and then move it. Let's see what we have. Here's the first one. We don't want. Interesting. I like that second one. The first one, I don't know what it did. What we'll do is I'm going to do it again, but this time I'm going to have it exclude bass, synth, and vocals. That way it's just going to be drum and percussive elements here. So we'll go ahead and push cover again. But it wasn't bad outside of those random like instruments that it added to it. Thing I love and hate about AI is it's one of one each time. So it's like hard to kind of build on top of something you started, but you always get an original idea. It's funny hearing the lyrics. It says boom, boom, chack, chack, boom, chack, ta, da, boom, chack. Hopefully I don't run out of credits in this video. I don't know like how many it takes to make a song or whatever. This is my first time really deep diving into Suno. Looks like it got those drums, so let's see what we got. Okay, now we're talking. Let's play the other one. Oh, I like what that second one did, but we'll probably go with the first one for this. We would go ahead and add another track, and I'm thinking of some strings. Forgive me for what I'm about to do. I can't really sing, but I'm gonna try to make it like some kind of lush style. Let's go ahead and hit record. Make sure we're armed. Dum, 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 dum. I think it should be close enough for like it to catch it. Have it on strings, 80 strings. Let's tap cover. And again, I'm not a prompter. I'm sure there's a way you put in like lush legato 80s pop strings. And if this is trash, I might just do that. But first time around, I just wanted to see if just the everyday person could just like type stuff in without really knowing how to prompt. Oh my God. Oh. They're both nice, but this. We'll copy it over to this point and then bring that down. The editing on this is a little unorthodox, I'll say. Now I will have it do that second part. Let's loop it and see if it like properly loops. Put a fade on it. Okay. That's kind of crazy. Okay. Let's add a guitar. Man, if it gets this, okay, we will do a funk guitar. I'm kind of shocked. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I thought it was gonna be trash or at best like kind of get what we were aiming for, and all of these sound really clear, and this isn't even in the DAW. Like, you can save the waves and save the MIDI and all of that. Let's hear this guitar. Okay. Okay. They were cool, but neither one was really what I played or what I sang, you could say. Let's do it again, and this time I might change some of the settings on there. Influence to 40, maybe style to 75. Everything else seems okay. But that still wasn't bad. I don't know why sometimes it like creates a half of what you wanted it to make as far as like the region. Like, it'll create like 2 bars instead of 4 or 1 instead of 2, but still. Yo, I don't even know what this other one's gonna do. What? Let me play that on loop. What? What? Oh, and the other one loaded up now too. Let's see what this one is. Yo, what? How? Let me play that again. Is it over? Is this the end? Is this the possibilities? Like, one could just take this, bounce it, throw it into the MPC, and then chop it, and you have stuff that you kind of made. Like, I don't know the ethics of this. Like, it sounds really close to what I was doing. I don't know, but this is insane. This is insane. Oh, I wonder if it can do a shaker. And we just have a shaker. Let's hit cover. It's under percussion. Honestly, I don't think it's gonna struggle with this. It got the guitar, it got the strings, it got the bass. After this, I'll do a synth. Don't know if this is amazing or if this is the detriment of musicians and producers. I don't know. And this is it in its infancy stage. Let's see the other one. Yeah, we'll go with this one. The timing isn't perfect, but this is just me just doing it really quick the first one. I'm sure you can clean it up and everything here. And I have a feeling it's not going to struggle with this too. We'll put in 80s synth and go to, they have a synth section. Let's press cover. What setting are we on? Because it's been doing pretty solid now. So 75 and 40. Okay. And you'll just have to play with that. But it's doing its thug thizzle. Now, if it can get synths, then I don't think it will struggle with anything else. I don't think it's going to struggle with, say if you did rock drums, say if you did a flute, say if you did pads. If it can get the synth right, it already got the guitar, it already got the bass. I don't think it would struggle with piano. At this point, you could just throw anything at it. That sounds like an exciting laugh, but that's the Joker laugh from the comic book when he's like holding his head because he's like going insane. Cause what? Before I play the second, let me play that again. It's too good. Okay. I mean, that's good too, but we got to go with that first one. But that's equally impressive, almost. Oh my God. Y'all, I am truly in awe. Like, it didn't really struggle at all. There were little things that were really more so taste. But if this is the future, like, people who aren't instrumentally inclined but hear music in their head, this is the solution. This is the formula. If I'm being honest with you, I don't see how this doesn't get used in the music industry. There's just no way. It's too good, it's too precise, and it's only getting better. I'm still gonna cook on my MPC. I'm gonna still use my push. I'm gonna still be hands-on. I've been studying a lot of chords. I've been studying a lot of Babyface and Jam and Lewis chords and just trying to get into that vibe, but this isn't going anywhere. I thought that, again, it kind of just used it as a rough reference, but it elevated each one of my ideas. And this is the first time I've used it. Imagine someone who really can cook with this thing. I'm convinced Michael Jackson would use this. I see no reason why not. He had an MPC. He basically used a tape recorder and would just record each track out, each element. I don't know if he would necessarily use this as like the final master, but he would definitely use this and then say, okay, play this. I have a feeling he would do that. And again, on the opposite side of that, Prince would look at this and just be like, pathetic. But y'all let me know in the comments what you think about this. I'm trying to keep it together, but my mind is truly blown away. It's not going to struggle with trap. It's not going to struggle with rock. I wanted to throw a curveball because I know with 80s you have some of the digital sounds, but you still have it sound musical, and it had no issue at all. It didn't struggle. It added things to it. And I say this not out of ignorance, not out of fear, but out of honesty. It's going to get to the point where if these tools don't get utilized, a lot of talented producers are going to get left behind. Because imagine a really already naturally gifted, talented producer, and then you give them this. A mid-level producer is not going to be able to compete with that. Most of the songs on the charts are like 7 producers, which I thought was weird, but it's just like, I got 7 musicians that I just used that all played each part that I told it to by singing it. I never thought this would be possible. I thought it would be like, is it Voclia, something like that, where you can just kind of sing and it plays to MIDI. But this, again, takes it and elevates it. But I digress. I could just go on for hours about this. Y'all leave a comment. Let me know, firstly, are you impressed by this or not? And also, will you be using this or not? Be honest. I would love to get your opinions on this because I have a feeling it's going to be a little polarizing, but I'm all for it. As always, thank you guys for watching. Till next time, peace.